Bitcoin, as we described there, become a bit of a byword for volatility over the years, and that's putting it politely. So for those unfamiliar with crypto, how does a stablecoin work, and why is it needed?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing about a stablecoin is, of course, that it's stable. And the reason why that's so important is because you need stability if you want blockchain technology and you want crypto to actually be relevant to regular people and businesses, right? Because the volatility that you see in something like Bitcoin simply doesn't work in everyday life.
Okay, well, there is a lot more emphasis and focus on stable coins now, and this is partly thanks to Facebook's Libra initiative. But how many stable coins does the world really need? There's Binance as well, there's Tether, there's now your coin. Are things getting a bit overpopulated?
I mean, there's a lot of stablecoins out there that are issued by companies, and I think because something like, if you look at Facebook's Libra, you look at Binance stablecoin, the thing about these stablecoins is that they're all issued by a particular brand, right? So they actually get adopted based on how people trust that particular brand. But that's because they're centralized, right? So the issue is that with a stablecoin like this, right, you have to trust that the company will actually hold your money safe for you. And what Maker is actually doing is trying to get beyond this model of just trusting some custodian and instead creating a stablecoin that actually maintains, the core value of blockchain by being decentralized. So rather than having a central authority, or rather having like reserves that are sitting in an account somewhere or sitting with a company somewhere, we have managed to make a system that maintains its stability purely through code, entirely on the blockchain. And this way, we offer an alternative that is a little bit more, less requiring of trust, right? And rather, it's about just working through the technology.
So, Rune, what are the implications then of this decentralized finance for national governments? And also, what are the implications for regular people out there? How will this impact their lives?
Yeah, so I think really one of the most obvious advantages is the transparency that you get when you have everything done on a blockchain, right? Because the blockchain is a fully transparent database where you can see everything. So when you look at something like finance or like money, the advantage is that there's no hidden risk because everything is auditable in real time by everyone, right? So regulators and governments, but also regular people. Everybody get that direct access to see, for instance, with our stablecoin DAI, you can always see in real time exactly what's backing it. And one of the main things that people like to use stablecoins for and what they like to use decentralized finance for is, for instance, so I'm in Tokyo now. I've just been through a tour of China. Asia is a very big market for crypto. And in China, we're seeing a lot of people that like to use our DAI stablecoin to actually lend out to other people directly peer-to-peer. And this way, they can actually earn a return on their assets, right? But rather than being through speculation, which is what you typically see in crypto, it's actually a USD-denominated stable exposure that you get, and then you just get an interest rate on that, which of course is quite desirable if you live in a country with a lot of inflation, for instance.
And Rune, you said that Asia is a huge market for crypto. I believe it's about 70% of all crypto trading volume. Is that reflective in DAI trading as well?
So, Maker and DAI has been very much focused on building the fundamentals of the technology first. However, we are certainly focusing a lot on Asia and actually building our growth here. So we've got a presence in China, right, in Japan, in South Korea, in Singapore, and we are focusing on growing our use by everyday people in the region because they actually have this very relevant use case, right, of escaping inflation, getting access to better yields. And we certainly think that this is a place that will have absolutely the most growth potential.